Hey guys, I'm Matt at MrMaple, and I'm walking through the San Antonio Botanical Gardens, and I'm here in the Japanese Gardens, and I wanted to get this on camera to show you guys a little proof of concept. I know we're in San Antonio, Texas. It's a very hot area, but maples are super adaptable. We have several Japanese maples, even many in full sun here in this garden. Let's check it out. And that is our first Japanese maple here in San Antonio. Definitely not in leaf, but here we have a smaller lace leaf and a good amount of uprights. And here we have my wife and my mother-in-law who've given up on my plant travels and found some shade. Now I'm here in San Antonio in February, so these trees are not in leaf right now. They'll be waking up pretty early here in San Antonio, so we'll have a much earlier spring here than we will in North Carolina. But I wanted to show you some of these Japanese maples here, many of which are in full sun. And they look pretty good. I see one over here with a little bit of sun scald on it, a bigger tree, possibly even an older Shishigashira, some lace leaves, and I see what I can pretty well identify from the bark as an Emperor 1 over here in a lot of sun. I would guess out of leaf, this one is probably a Japanese sunrise. Got some really nice yellow going on in there, and some oranges, and not getting too much burn on it here for the bark, which I found interesting. Now this one's got a heavy exposure here in the sun, so you see a little bit of sun scald on this older tree here. But I mean, some nice caliber plants for San Antonio. You don't think about Japanese maples in San Antonio, but I wanted to walk through here and give you a little proof of concept. This one right here, this is likely an Emperor 1 or something very similar from its bark. Can definitely see it's grafted down here. Yeah, a really nice little Japanese garden. You can actually see some of those maple leaves still hanging out in the pond down here that hadn't broke down in the water. But a really nice little grove of Japanese maples here in San Antonio, Texas. Pretty cool. I'd love to see these in leaf. I'd love to observe these trees in the fall and see what their foliage is like. Really dry, arid area down here, obviously in San Antonio. And there is some high shade to my left, but a lot of these trees are getting pretty full sun exposures from the back. And really, really beautiful, nice size specimens. And here we have, starting to leaf out, a dwarf ginkgo. Here's a dwarf ginkgo here in the Japanese gardens here in San Antonio, Texas. Ginkgos are a great place for people who want deciduous trees and a little bit higher heat and sun tolerance for sure. This looks like one of the dwarf ginkgos. You know, from the structure, I might guess jade butterflies or maybe even a large American. The tree's a little confused. It's got some leaves hanging on from last fall and a few leaves leafing out right now. But beautiful here in the San Antonio Japanese Gardens here at the Botanical Garden.